Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. The challenges for 2020 elections, I will divide it into two. One, which is our own community, and the other one is our nation, as general public. As far as our community, we are seeing sign of really forthcoming. The community is energized. The community is moving forward to be engaged in political activities, whether in voter registration, whether in getting out the votes, and understanding a little bit of politics, and running for offices and winning offices. So that's not bad. That's good. That's a good start. And as they say, all politics are local. Believe me, right now, in some districts, even in our own districts, we're facing big debate on the local elections, let alone on the general election. And that's how much these political activities are very important for our community. It can affect, it can even divide communities, just unfortunately as it is dividing the country right now. So we have to pay attention, and we need to have wisdom in running our political activities. It is not always winning the candidate or losing the candidate is the prime objective. It is winning your community and maintaining the integrity and unity of your community is sometimes override the candidates. So locally, I would say be engaged, understand that all politics are local. That means you can run for library board, school board, park districts, your city or village council, your state representative, state senator. There are attorney generals, there are the commissioners, you have the all kind of different posts that are available out there. And I would certainly encourage those who are interested to start from the lower levels so that you can build your voting machine, your political machine. You make connections. Sometimes people, they think that, hey, I got my Muslims, they're gonna vote for me. Never think that only your community's vote is going to make a difference for you. Nor should only your community vote make the difference for you. What's going to make a difference for you is your fellow American people who are going to vote for you and who you live with them. Because you have to address and you have to champion their issues. Then you are a real politician who wants to serve. There are politicians who want to serve themselves, and there are politicians who want to serve the people. And we are, by our faith, is to serve the people, irrespective of who your constituents are. It is ironic. I don't think there is much debate on the national elections who people are going to vote for. Look, there are two camps. Some are, no matter what, we know where they're going to vote. And the other ones, we know where they're going to go vote. So I'm not going to spend much time on the other side where we're going to vote. I'm going to talk about the primary. As a Muslim community, the most advisable for us is really not to take much part into the primary, because that is not really right now is our objective. Our objective is the national election at the end. So whether it is among the Democrats, now we have really a long list of candidates. They keep running. Some they drop in now, and others are really jumping in, okay? So it is becoming a circus out there. Our community showed a lot of passion, a lot of support. For instance, Bernie Sanders in last election. Rightfully so. Bernie Sanders speaks to the minds and to the hearts of many people, Muslims and non-Muslims. Other candidates, by virtue of their name and their existence in politics, people think that they are going to make it. And we know what was the results of 2016 election. Everybody was shocked. Everybody did not expect the results. My own assessment, I could be very wrong, that those who were upset with the Democratic Party nomination and all the scandals, all the mishaps that happened, or maybe the Russian interference about the Sanders mailing list and Hillary Clinton's and others, there was some chaos there. Those who voted or those who were advocating for Sanders, they took the backseat during the general election, assuming that Donald Trump is not going to make it. And we want to have a protest sit down and not vote in 2016 for Hillary Clinton. She's going to make it anyway. I'm not going to give her my vote. Trump is not going to win. That did not happen this way. It happened the other way. Now, still our community is big and upbeat with Bernie Sanders, and I understand. And I think he has a lot of promising campaign issues that the people relate to. But as a national leadership, as we study this, as we look into this, so far, the direction is we are not going to create much division even within our community to go this way or that way, because really what's important right now is at the end is the general election. And as we are non-for-profit right now, we are not advocating for any candidate here or there. We're just making an analysis. It is purely analysis. This is not an endorsement or to this or to that. So as we move on to the elections, I think what matters right now is for Democrat to decide who really is going to represent the party and that they will be able to compete with the Republican candidate, which is right now the sitting president. If he continues to be sitting, most likely he will continue to sit on that seat. So as Muslim communities, that's what the most important for us. What do we do? Where we fit in this election? The most important for us is definitely we have to register to vote, and we really need to get out there and vote. We are very limited in our resources. We have to be realistic. We really cannot speak too much about ourselves when we don't know our size. In some areas, we make only difference in our local area. In other areas, you're not going to do much. So the strategy is, in this election, focus on your local. Make sure that you connect with your local candidates, whether Muslims or non-Muslims, and make sure that you serve the best interest of your district, of your community. There are many issues that are very important. It has nothing to do with the President of the United States of America. It has nothing to do with Congress to a larger degree. All local. Serves your own community, permits, local taxes, education. Like Abrar Amesh, our daughter who won the elections there, she really focused on something that is very important for our children, which is the school district. Billions of dollars is spent on education, and we want to make sure that this money is spent right. This has nothing to do with the President of the United States of America. That's very important for us locally. So we have to focus on local elections because that has immediate impact. Not to say that there is no, of course, the other one has a lot of impact as well. But what I'm saying is that let's not lose the sight and think it is only that one is that's important and then the local we completely miss. And then we say some states are already determined. Some states are blue, some states are red. No matter what you do, it's going to be that color. Well, in that case, we don't spend too much of our resources, money or human resources, on something that is already determined. We spend our time and resources because they are limited, where we have what we call battleground states or swing states, where the community, their district can make a difference. Then our investment can make a difference. That's where we want to put our energy. But in something that is already determined to be Democrat, why would I put so much money, so much people to go out there? It's already determined. So we have to, there are other things, there are seats that we care about keeping. We have to do everything possible to keep those seats, even if they are not in our state. Then yes, we say go ahead and put that money there and call the people over there, send volunteers over there to knock doors and making sure that seat we do not lose. Muslims or non-Muslims. Of course, Muslim seats, we would love to have them there. It gives inspiration for our community. It helps our Congress to be truly representative of the diversity of this country. It is as good it is for us, it is also good for America to have that kind of diversity. So in other ways, we are helping, shaping America to reflect its reality. And there are seats who are friends to us. They are supporting our issues. We need to support these seats and go after those and making sure, even if they are not in my state, in other states, I'm going to help them out there. So our strategy has to take into consideration our resources, the importance of those elections, and how much effective we can be in those elections. And then we can come up with a strategy. Otherwise, we will be spending too much money and too much time on something that is not going to yield much difference. So that is a smart voting, that is a smart tactic, and that's what other communities do when they know they have very limited resources to spend and to utilize. But I will overemphasize local politics because that's where we learn. That's where we build our bases. That's how you connect with the issues. That's how you understand the system. Believe me, we had a project here in Illinois several years ago, and unfortunately did not continue. And we have a sister working there, focusing just on these kind of. We found places they won by 50 votes. 50 votes. And people don't pay much attention. How many of you, when you go to the voting pallets in your local precinct, and you get the list, how many names do you recognize and how many names you do not recognize? Okay? How many, let's say, let me put this question. Did you vote for names that you really don't know who they are, what they do? If you did, raise your hand. I did. I voted for a bunch of lists. I didn't know who they are, but I got a vote. And you know what? They win. They win. Because they counted on that. They know not everybody would know who they are. Those are small offices. I'm not talking about Senate, congressional seats that everybody, the big fight, everybody knows about them. I'm talking about local elections. Judges. Judges are very important for us, too. We have no clue who they are, and they win by 30 votes, 50 votes, 100 votes, 2,000 votes, something we can easily influence. We have not built that power to use. That's where you connect. So we need to know who is running in our district, invite them, get to know them, and tell them, look, I'm going to vote for you. Because you know what? You're going to vote for them, you like it or not. That's the only name is there. Then you may as well let them know that you are voting for them. So there are many things that we do in elections, sometimes without clear vision, clear understanding, and maximizing the benefit of these elections. And we are just, others know they milk the ant from those candidates. They ask them for everything. And they make sure that they know who they are. But we don't. This has to change now. As we learn more, as we move forward into the political activism, then we need to know that there are things that we have to make and take advantage of. The issue of elections is really much more than the time would be allocated. But I do encourage you to participate in your local activities, events, presentations, meetings with candidates at your mosque, at your center, whatever time they have. And we will make sure that we spread the word around the country, that make more of educational presentation to the community about understanding politics and voting more than just pep talk and bringing candidates alone. I think once we understand the process, we will be an informed and educated voters. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.